Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth of rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yakanakwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, Female Privilege is Running Out, Eve. You Better Repent. Okay, once again, female privilege is running out, Eve. You better repent. Now, this comes from a couple things that I had saved from the other day on Reddit. We're going to go ahead and grab them, Lord willing. And, Lord willing, it'll be edifying. Now, I don't know where I want to start. I guess we'll grab some of the photos right off the bat. So it comes from this post on United Kingdom. Of course, it was in the popular part of Reddit. Just a bunch of things accumulated to see. I always go there and see if there's anything to touch on. Sometimes there's crazy people, crazy stories, news articles, fun stuff like that. So if you brothers are ever looking for places to find lessons, Reddit's a great place personally. Reddit, Google News, those are the places I like. Of course, you got brothers like Ra'ila, Yasharala, Yahweh Shai is coming back, 144,000 that makes videos as well. That you can do lessons on. There's a lot of excellent sources out there. As you can see, I do a lot on Reddit. There's so much on Reddit. There's a lot to look through. So this is a post, and I don't know what site it was originally posted by. If I had to guess, maybe like CNN, just because the font and the red letter, not the red letter, but like the red letters on top. So that's what I would guess. Right here. Apparently, it's from The Guardian. Okay, The Guardian. That's where the original article came from. We're not going to go ahead and read the article. The title does it enough justice that we can, go ahead and get it from there. It says Andrew Tate, right? I guess that's the topic. It says Gen Z boys and men more likely than baby boomers to believe feminism is harmful, says poll. Okay, we're going to go ahead and read that again. It says Gen Z being from, 1990, they say 1997 and 1998 on up, right? Or when did it cut off? I think they have a Gen Y now. Let's see, Gen Z date. They say 97 to 2012. All right, was Gen Z. All right, and the new one is Gen Y. So, it's one of those things where some say 96, some say 97. I always debate it, right? Because I was born in 97, so I always debate that because I don't classify myself as Gen Z. One of the reasons that Gen Z, all right, they don't really know what cassette tape players are. They don't really know what VHSs are. They don't know what VCRs are. All right, they don't know about Discmans. All right, they don't know about there's a whole bunch of other stuff they don't know about, man. By the time they were born, they didn't really have arcades and malls anymore. There's just a lot of different things, that they these were the DVD and MP3 babies, but that's why I don't classify myself as it. That's why I always get very what's the word debate heavy when people say 97, because if you go and look into the sources, it's popular. They say in mid to late 1990s. A lot of them say, some of them say 1996, 1997. I've heard 1998 before. Anyway, but that's just, I think a lot of these scales are stupid. I think they should go by, things that how you grow up as. But when they say Gen Z, we're talking about the current generation. When you look up Gen Z, you know who we're talking about. We're talking about the little kids out there with the broccoli haircuts. All right, the girls looking like they shop at the thrift stores, right? And some of the styles, cool looking. I mean, but they all look painfully generic. Okay, so, but that's who we're talking about with Gen Z. So, this modern generation, and they've said that, they've said many things about Gen Z, other than them being stupid. That's the main thing they talk about. But Gen Z, they talk about how they're more likely to fall into, like right-wing extremism, all right, Nazism, all right, and different things. And like it says here, Gen Z boys more likely than baby boomers to believe feminism is harmful. All right, says poll. And that's because there's a lot of information coming out right now. There's, Gen Z is, say what you will about them. All right, they do have a lot of their issues, but the one thing that you can say is that they have, these are the kids, these are the iPad babies, man. These are the ones that are, well, not really the iPads, but tablets and stuff like that. And they've had information at their fingertips for a very long time. Okay, so they get to see these things and then also they're growing up in this age currently right now that we're older. We're all in our almost 30s. All right, at this point, most of us. All right, there's younger brothers too, but I mean for the vast majority of us, we're almost in our 30s. I'm almost in my 30s. All right, I told you what year I was born in. You want to find out how old I am? You can go and do the math. Right, we're almost in our 30s, or in our 30s, or older. Okay, and then these young kids, they grew up with a vast amount of technology. We didn't really do that. All right, we had, and now you older brothers are probably like, what are you talking about? You have more technology. Yeah, every generation has more technology. In my generation, all right, how it was with me is we got a computer late. I mean, the internet was still bad. All right, it wasn't like at that point in time when I was growing up, not every household had a computer, and even if they had a computer, not every household had internet. Okay, because it was completely fine back in those days to have a computer without internet. All right, so for just general productivity and stuff. So typing, certain things like that, even game playing. All right, you didn't even have to have internet, and if you did, the internet back in those days, 05, 06, 07, 08 even. All right, it was awful. It was terrible. All right, it wasn't good. It's not like we have now. We didn't have back in 08 and 07, the first smartphones, as they would call them, came out. They were awful. All right, at the time they were great, but if you tried to use one of those things today, it's awful. All right, and these kids that grew up with all those things, so they were able to get basically have the internet beamed pure into their brain. And there's a lot of side effects with that. Now they have a lot of information, but because of that, they're also subject to a lot of ideologies of this world, man. And that's why you see Gen Z being the highest generation of homosexuals is how we'll call them, because that's what's been fed to them. Okay, and these guys are more likely to believe in feminism. All right, they're also more like, and they say Nazism or right-wing extremism, and that's what they call it. That's the code name. But what they're really absorbing is the fact that these 1948ers are clearly in control, and that they're clearly doing a lot of things in the world. So when they talk about against it, all right, that classifies them as Nazis, all right, classifies them as this or that, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that's what they are. It's just that's what they're getting classified as because they say things against this protected group of people. All right, so they're not liking it. These Gen Z boys and men are not liking the feminism. All right, they're not liking a lot of things. They're seeing things. They're saying, hey, wait a minute. They're always on their phone, man. You got to realize the things that they're seeing. Of course they're not gonna like it, and especially with these young men, man. This dating game right now. I won't want to be in it, man. This dating game is ridiculous. You don't even know. It's like that Eddie Murphy joke. He says, man, and that joke was back in the 80s. I don't know if it was Delirious or Raw. He says, man, I remember back when the day the worst shit you got was like, what did he say? He was like, the worst shit you got was gonorrhea. You shit burned. You put some cream on it, it was fine. He says, now you got AIDS. That's killing motherfuckers. And then he said, and which they still have running rampantly now. But then what he said, I always thought it was hilarious. But he says, he's like, man, I don't know what's next. You just stick your dick in it, it's gonna blow up. And I always thought that joke was hilarious. But I mean, it's true, man. It's funny, all right, in a comedic standpoint. But out there, man, there's so many things you got to worry about. These women are ran through sexual diseases, just through the roof. All right, especially if you live in a big city, man. You got to be super fucking careful, man. All right. You're gonna wake up with the gift that keeps on giving. You're gonna have all sorts of shit, and not to mention, man, the women are crazy. They're gonna have all sorts of issues. You don't know if she's cheating on her man. You're gonna have him showing up at your house, or she's gonna ask you for all this or that. She's gonna start drama, with not to be vulgar, but to be vulgar. All right, with pussy comes problems, man, and you're gonna have issues. All right, when you go and do those things. So you gotta be wise as a man, and choose your your encounters. All right, carefully, man, because these women will have you stuck up on some crazy things, man. And not to mention that you don't know what they're gonna do, man. You don't know if you're gonna go there. She says, hey, you can come over. You go there. You get down, do the little 1-2-1-2, and she says that you assaulted her or something. How are you gonna prove your innocence as a man? That's part of this female privilege, man, and it's deteriorating slowly. But as we get closer and closer to the end, but right now, especially these white women, man, they can say anything about you, especially if you as a brown skinned man. It's one thing if you're a speckled bird, but if you're an actual, the color that we naturally are, brown, all right, and then that woman, he touched me. Oh man, you're done. So you got to be very careful, man. And these young men are seeing this. They're seeing that they have these sexual encounters with women. They say, oh, he actually assaulted me, all right. And then they get in trouble, and they're seeing that, or they're seeing it on the news, or they're seeing it happen to their friends. They're seeing, people, how these women are treating these men right now. They're seeing, the consensus of how men are thought about, and oh, men are this, men are that. Oh, toxic masculinity. Oh, you can't be a man. Oh, this and that and that. And they're seeing that, and they're getting sick of it. They're saying, fuck this shit, man. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. You can't even be a man these days. And people, oh, what do you mean? That's an offensive term. Fuck you and your fucked up terms, man. Fuck you. We ain't giving a shit about you. You're persecuted to be a man these days, man. You can't even be a man. If you be a man, all of a sudden you're this or you're that, or you're toxic. You have toxic masculinity, or oh, you're such a man. Oh, stop being such a man, or this or that. Well, of course we're gonna be such a man, just like you're gonna be such a bitch. All right, so fucking keep on moving on and kick rocks, bitch. Beat on down the street, all right? Beat feet, because we ain't dealing with you. And these young men, these boys and these young men are starting to see that and saying, man, fuck these women, man. We ain't dealing with them anymore. They treat us like shit. They say this. They slap us. They hit us. If we even so much as lay a pinky on them, it's an issue. All right, we can't throw them out the house. We can't do this. All right, they can say whatever and we'll get in trouble with it. They can be a crackhead. You can have a child with a woman and she can be a goddamn crackhead and still get 50% custody or whole custody. What the fuck type of shit is that, man? But if that man was to be a crackhead, they wouldn't. They 100% custody to the woman, as they should, because that man's fucked up. But you wouldn't want anybody around a drug addict. But these women, if they're drug addicts, 50% custody. No, she should have no contact. She should lose her right to even be around that child. And women shouldn't be getting 100% full custody ever. All right, really, because it's the man's seed, not hers. But I mean, I could see in a situation. If the father was an abusive, violent drug addict, I could see it then, right? But it's still not really supposed to be happening. That man's not supposed to be being a drug addict, all right? But these men, man, these men and these women, because even the men, because of how these women act, have become effeminate. They just want to please the woman. Well, anything for you, sweetheart. Nah, fuck that, man. Fuck that. And we're going to go ahead and read one comment, and then we're going to go ahead and grab a scripture. This comment is from Steak Knife. Right, you on Reddit, you get these weird ass usernames, as you do. This is from Steak Knife. It says, I guess that's what happens when you tell a generation of lads that masculinity is toxic and they are to blame for the issues of other men. This person says, or you misread the message and it's toxic masculinity is toxic. In reality, toxic people are toxic to everyone. And then Ghost Bagel came back. We'll just actually read this first post. It says, Ghost Bagel said, the problem is the phrase. It's way too easy to twist toxic masculinity into masculinity is toxic. And that's what they're saying. These people say, oh, toxic masculinity. No, they're twisting they're saying masculinity is toxic. It says, by the tates of the world, the fact people need this definition clarifying so often proves the issue. And it's not that you need clarification. It's not toxic masculinity. It really is masculinity is toxic. That's what they're saying. Examples, if you look at examples of toxic masculinity, all right, I spell things wrong. You have, what do we have? Toxic masculinity. What else do we got? We got, they say promiscuity, having sex with multiple partners, all right? That's something that men are allowed to do. Maintaining appearance of hardness, looking like a man, all right? A beard, that's part of being a man. Emotional sensitivity, not being an emotional wreck, that's part of being a man. championing heterosexuality as the unalterable norm, being normal is straight, that's part of being a man. Not being a feminist ally, that's part of being a man. Being competitive is being part of a man. Not being an emotional wreck is part of a man. All right. And then it says homophobia. Ain't nobody scared of no gays. What are you talking about? Homophobia. All right. Arachnophobia is what? Being afraid of spiders. All right. Hydrophobia is what? Being afraid of water. Homosexuality is what? Homophobia is being what? Well, it ain't being afraid of gay people. That's not the right term. All right. Xenophobia. That's not hating foreign people. All right. That's being afraid of them. That's what phobia means. And then they put in violence, domestic abuse. Yeah, nobody should be doing that. Taking unnecessary risks. Yeah, that's stupid. Chauvinism. All right. You know, anti-feminist belief that men are superior to women. That's part of being a man. Heterosexualism. That's part of being a man. All right. What else? Dominance. Part of being a man. All right. Entitlement. All right. There are things that men are entitled to that women are not. All right. Not displaying emotion. We're not like women. We don't wear our emotions out on our sleeve. Refusing to do household chores. It's not that we refuse. It's mostly the woman's job. But we'll do chores as well. But it's not that we refuse to do them. It's that we say that, you know, that taking care of the house is the woman's job. But it's not that we refuse to do chores. We'll wash dishes and do shit. But this is what they call toxic masculinity. All right. Save a few things like violence, domestic abuse, aggression, certain other things right in here. What they just named was being a man. All right. They might as well put having a penis on here. That's what they should have put on here. Part of being a toxic masculinity. Just put being a man, being born with a penis, having a beard. They should just put all that on here and just chalk it up to just, oh, men are terrible. And that's why these young men are getting sick of it, man, because everything that they're naming is part of being a man. As a man, you cannot be a straight man now. If you're a straight man, toxic masculinity. If you say that men are over women, toxic masculinity. If you say that, if you're competitive, toxic masculinity, right? If you have an appearance of not being bitchified, all right, and looking like a bitch, all right, and feminine, and not having a feminine appearance, all right, then you know, it's this or that. You know, that's what they say. Being stoic. Being this, you know, training men to be men. All right. That can't say that anymore. Let boys be boys. Can't say that term anymore. Men are they're just being men. Can't say that term anymore. Right? It's offensive. And we're in our generation. All right. Our generations. All right. And I can't even say our generations. All right. All the generations of men right now. All right. Are being very they're sick of it, man, except the boomer. Why is the boomer, you know, why are the boomer, for the most part, and there's some that are still down with it, but the boomers were some of the men of the boomer generation were some of the most bitchified men. You got to realize that's when the women started, you know, doing all that feminist shit, and those are the men that just stand aside and let it happen, you know. So you can't take an opinion from a boomer. All right, you know, you know, these people are in their 60s and 70s. They're the ones that are, okay, honey, I'll stand aside. You know, hell no. And men now are trying to come back and reclaim manhood. And these women, oh, you're toxic man. Shut up, bitch. Ain't you got 5 dicks to go fucking carousel around? And men, you're shaming women. Fuck you. Fuck you, you women, man. You ain't worth shit. Most of you. All right, and you women in the truth, that's a different story. All right, if the shoe fits, wear it. All right, but don't try to come over here and say, oh, you talk bad about women. Are you doing those things? No, then it ain't about you. All right, it ain't about you then. But the vast majority, you know, you can't, these are the women you see, man. Oh, there's such men. There's such men. That's one thing I have this person, we call it a cousin. I've talked about him before. You know, has this boyfriend. All right, she's a well, I almost let it slip. She's a one of those alternative lifestyle people. All right, she has multiple partners. What they call polyamorous. All right, which is really just a new age term of being a slut. All right, sleeping with men and women, right, and having multiple partners and it's like you know, swingers, but they have, I date your boyfriend and girlfriend, why we date these two boyfriends and girlfriends, and we swap, and it's all that weird shit. But she has this boyfriend, and you can tell she has more affinity towards him. She has more, you know, a hold on him. She wants to have him, but she's like, oh, he's just such a man. Of course he's a man, because he's a man. All right, let's go grab some scriptures. All right, we talk too much. This is 1 Timothy 2:12. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right, the woman is not supposed to be teaching, which you see in these other camps, and you also see, on Christian channels. But right here is the point for this lesson: nor to usurp authority over the man. What does it mean to usurp? All right, if you're usurping someone, what does it mean?
Usurp.
Usurp, to take a position of power or importance illegally or by force, to overthrow, to take the place of someone. All right, to illegally, to supplant. All right, and that's what these women have done. They have tried to, and for the most part have been successful with it. All right, because now you can't do anything without it being a man, or oh, that's offensive, or you're a toxic masculinity. This is the problem with the world. This is that. And guess what? If a woman punches a man, what happens? Nothing. If a man punches a woman, what happens? Jail. All right. If a woman comes and says that a man, actually assaulted her, what happens? Prison. If a man says a woman actually assaulted him, what happens? Nothing. If a man is addicted to drugs and he has a kid with this woman, all right, what happens? He loses custody. If a woman is addicted to drugs and and is with this man, what happens? She gets the custody, and that's what it is. And men are getting sick of it, man. They're sick of it, and it's society. Babylon the Great is formed after these women, man. It's they if a woman gets pulled over, it ain't as bad as if a man gets pulled over, and they already proved it even with Jake, man. A Jake woman, when she gets pulled over and deal with the police, will not have as many deadly encounters as a Jake male will. Okay, you still have that feminine privilege. What is privilege?
Privilege.
All right, a special right, advantage, or immunity granted, available only to a particular person or group. You have that. You have that advantage. You have that right. You have that benefit. All right, you have that benefit. Okay, and you act like you have it so bad, and the whole Feminism Act, you said, was originally, it was originally formed for, or they say it's about equality. Well, in what situation is there any equality now? All right, other than what you have your duties as a woman, and then men have their duties as a men. All right, you don't want to do your duties. That's the difference. You don't want equality. What you want is superiority. You want a servant. You want a slave. All right, that's ultimately what you want. You want a man to come by, with his tail under his legs, all right, and put a crown onto your head, and you say "cuck," and he'll say okay, honey. You'll say "clean." Okay, honey. All right, okay. While they just sit around doing nothing, watching soap operas all day. That's what they ultimately want. All right, these women try to pass it off as they want equality. This feminism act's about equality. Feminism has never been about equality. All right, it's always. Well, first of all, equality is off in general, because the Bible doesn't allow. Women aren't equal to men. All right, it's in the Bible. You don't like it, then you don't like the Bible. Sorry, not sorry. All right, you don't have a problem with me saying it. You have a problem with the Lord. He's the one that's his rules, not mine. I didn't make them up. All right, but you women get all upset with this. Okay, you women get all upset with this, because you have that privilege, and you don't want that privilege taken away, and you just want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And they try to say, oh, the wage gap. There's no wage gap. All right, the wage gap is bullshit. All right, you got to realize, well, there's a gap in which women aren't making. Yes, there's gonna be a wage gap within construction. All right, because women aren't going into construction. There's going to be a wage gap with plumbing, because women aren't going into plumbing. Now, there are women that do, but for the vast majority, there's not. Just like if you went and looked at a wage gap, you would not see a lot of cosmetologist men. You would not see a lot of hairdresser men. You would not see a lot of, what else? Things dealing with beauty. All right, you would not see a lot of, nail dressers or, nail techs. You would not see a lot of men in that field. Are there men in that field? Yes, but it's not, you could go there and be, look at the wage gap. Look at the wage gap. Look, all these women, look, the women in this field made this much money per year, and the men only made this much. That's because there's not that much men in those fields, just like there's not that many women in those other fields. Okay, that wage gap bullshit is stupid. It's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. All right, and it's all about superiority. It's always been about superiority with women. It's not that you want to be equal. We want to be able to drive cars. Well, you can drive cars. We want to be able to vote. Well, guess what? You can do that as well. We want to be able to go out the house by ourselves. You can do that. We want to work. You can do that. Where are we lacking equality? Where are you lacking equality? Where is it coming from? It's not coming from anywhere, because you're not worried about equality. You're worried about superiority. All right, you're worried about superiority, and you wanted to keep on taking an inch and an inch and an inch and an inch and an inch, and now you have over a mile, man, and you still want more. All right, and these women would not be happy until these men are and literally servicing them to the point where they're walking on their knees, all right, and hands and knees, wearing a collar, and they say, "Bow to me, male slave," and they put their foot on their high heel foot on their back and say, "Get down, servant," and that's what they'd want. That's ultimately what they want. They want men to be subservient to women, and that's not how it goes. All right, it's the other way around. Okay, this is Isaiah 3 and 12. Actually, no, we're gonna get 1 Timothy 2 and 13. The next verse, it says, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve." Right? For Adam was first formed, then Eve. Okay, there you go. And let's get 14. It says, "And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression." That's why you men got to be careful, man. Look at how Eve had Adam, had him all fucked up, man. "Eat this apple, Adam." Okay, all right. Oh, wait a minute. Is this from that tree? Oh, bitch, you got me fucked up. So and so you gotta wait. And it's not an apple. I don't want to say the apple. I'll take that back because Christians always use the apple. It wasn't an apple. It wasn't an apple. It was it was doctrines. It was ideologies. But so I'll salak you for that. I'll take that back. I don't want to use the apple idea because it wasn't an apple. All right, they use it as apple because you ate of the fruit, but it's talking about doctrines and ideology. So I take that back. Salak you. It wasn't an apple. I don't want to get people hung up on that because it's not an apple. But it's they got it was Eve, man, that went off first. All right, through her we all die. Right? Let's go and get that. Through her we all die. Let's get all the mad ass women off the comment board real quick. Not the comment board, but the video. A lot of these women already clicked off. Oh my gosh! All right, go ahead and stay gone. It says Ecclesiastes 25 and 24. "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." And again, I always like to stress the point. Us men, we don't in this truth. We don't have any problem with you women in the truth, man. If you're actually a woman in this truth, and you're not some fucking sneaky ass little snake. All right, little sneaking up. All right, trying to bite someone. All right, if you're actually calling upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and you're serving your man, and through that you're serving and you're serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai as you rightfully should be. We ain't got no problem with you. All right, you're well behaved. All right, you're nice. You're not mean. You're not haughty. You're not proud. We don't have any problem with you women. We don't hate women. We hate these women. All right, let me rephrase that. We don't hate women. All right, because a lot of these women, you hate women. We don't hate women. We love women, man. We all love women. Ask any man. We love women. All right, we love them. But what we don't like is a woman that's over here slapping on men, saying, "Oh, you ain't shit. What you gonna do, bitch? Oh, then. Oh, this, that, and this." All right, there's this video I saw. Let's see if I have it. Let's see. Man stands up, woman falls, calling my daddy. Let's see. I want to see if I can find there's this video. And it's basically and I won't be able to find it, but it's this video because it's on another page that I have. But it's let's go see if I can find it while I talk. But it's this video of this woman talking, oh, blah 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 blah, oh, blah 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 blah, and this man stands up on her. He doesn't even hit her. He just stands up real fast, and she gets afraid. Let's see. He gets I don't know if I can find it, but he stands up, and she gets all afraid and falls over and hits this chair. She says, "I'm calling my daddy," and I wish I could find it. I don't know where it is. You know what? We might be able to find it. Let me see if it's in my likes on here. Bear with me. I don't think this is the one. Here it is. Boom, bam. While we're talking about women, here you go. Watch. This. Men don't hate women. Men don't hate women. This is what we hate. Check this out.
You ain't gonna hit me though. You ain't gonna hit me though. Is you?
I'm calling my daddy right now. And you women, man, you're very, very, very dangerous what you do. I'm calling my daddy. I'm calling my cousin. I'm calling my brother. Guess what? One of these days, you're gonna call your daddy, and your daddy's gonna get a slug through the goddamn chest. That's what's gonna end up happening. One day, you're gonna lie, and that's what you women do. Be careful with these women, man. They'll get you in all sorts of crazy situations. Women will make up stories. He hit me. He was over there talking, and this man never did anything to her. And now you go, "Hey, what'd you do?" You say something to my girl, bro? You say something to my girl? And they're sitting back, hee. Have you fucked up? And guys, will you say something to my girl? I didn't say nothing. Back up off me. Will you say something to my girl? I said nothing. Back up off me. What'd you say? Bop, 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 bop. And now you're dead. Now you're dead. All right, over a woman. Be careful, man. These women, you gotta be very careful, man. I'm gonna call my daddy. Guess what? Your daddy might come with a gun, or the guy you with might have a gun. He comes over there, and this man did nothing wrong. I'm calling my daddy, and you know she's gonna say, oh, he hit me or something. Look, look at this. He did not watch again. He did not lay a finger on her. All he did was punk her. He stood up and puffed his chest out at her. Watch.
Oh, hit me though. You ain't gonna hit me though, is you?
Fell over that chair, fucking fat bitch. Tumbled like she should have. All right, and that's what you get, you know, that feminism, bam, right out of her body, All right, she was, I'm calling my daddy. Instantly, now she needs a man to come and help her. That's that bitch ass shit that we ain't down with, and men ain't with it, and that's why Gen Z and this new generation says, fuck this shit. We ain't with it. We're not with it. Fuck these hoes, man. We ain't with it. All right, that's the example of who we hate. A subservient, nice, humble, you know, godly woman we love. All right, but a woman like this with fake ass hair, you know, or you know, the braid with the beads in it, the ghetto ass hairstyle, we ain't with it, man. We ain't with it. We're not with it. Talking to her, you ain't gonna hit me though. He didn't hit you. He didn't even need to hit you, man. All he needed to do was stand up and punk your ass, and that feminism left your body, whoosh, fell out, bam, you hit the ground. You know, and then instantly you went from ain't gonna hit me, you don't need no man, right? Instantly to needing a man. I'm gonna call my daddy. Why? Thought you don't need no man. You don't give a shit about no man, right? And that man, you know, he could have iked the fuck out of you. All right? You heard of like Mike? Well, guess what? He could have like Ike, all right? He could have wham, hit you with that right, wham, hit you with that left, wham, hit you with that right, wham, hit you with that left. Have you fucked up looking like Rihanna, all right? Not that a man should hit a woman, but that's what he could have done. He didn't even hit you. You ain't gonna hit me, though. And now you ran off and did all. He didn't even hit you, man. You realize what he could have done? And that's a man with a lot of composure, man. Because that wasn't a slight slap. Look at this. Bam! Whacked him in the head, man. His head moved. And some of these men, they went wham! Whacked you right in the goddamn face. But he didn't. He had composure. Because he knows he's the bigger man and that he could hurt you. Right? He knows. You know, at the end of the day, that probably didn't even hurt him that much. All right? But you women, man, hey. In these end days, you're not going to be wanting to do that. And these are the same type of women that they're going to be coming in the end days. Please, when they find out, you know, when they learn that, you know, women are going to be safe through men. Please, I'll have my own food. Please. No, get away from me, bitch. I don't want nothing to do with you. You know, take that fake ass hair out your head. All right? Here's another one. And here's what the black woman has to say, though. All right, Eve. Look at what they have to say. What did black women ever do to black men? Let's hear it.
I just have one question. What did black women do to black men that was so bad?
All
what
that.
Did we do
All that.
That was so bad.
Stole our children and used them as pawns for child support. You embarrass us on the daily by not dressing modestly. You talk about our mothers when we disagree with your behavior. You call us homosexual when we assert our masculinity. You lie on us to the world by telling them that we unalive you every 5.5 hours. You call the police on us and get us thrown in prison or jail more than anybody else. You disrespect us when we try to bring together our families, which is what you did when you brought up Kevin Samuels in your video. You claim that we're trash and deadbeat fathers even though we are the most involved in our children's lives. You always talking about how we bash you, but you never bring up the videos of us doing so. What you would rather do is just say it and then act like the videos we do post about you aren't about your behavior, mannerisms, and characteristics that we wish would change. Now here you are acting like a victim, crying to us.
Not gonna lie to you, I support this. Moses is right.
All right, so you see it, you know, and then you say, oh, you have the audacity to say anything about me. No, man, no. Your privilege is running out, Eve. You better repent, you know, because I don't know if you know this or not, but the Lord, guess what? He's a man. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You know, oh, I don't need no man. You're right. You don't need no man. All right. How do you think the Lord's going to, how do you think, you know, when Yahushua is coming back and saving people, how do you think he's going to feel towards the I don't need no man? He himself being a man, Yahushua being a man. I don't need no man. I don't need no fucked up ass man. Come around here telling me what to do. Lord's going to say, all right, oh, you don't need no man? All right, cool. I'm going to head out. And he's going to beam up who he's going to beam up. and you know, and women are going to be in that as well. There's going to be elect men, women, and children. But you're a little quisha ass saying, I don't need no man. I never need no man. Some man to help me come around. Guess what? You know, or you're a Maria. All right, coming here. Oh, I don't need no man coming over here saying. Guess what? Bump. That's you getting beamed down. All right, you're not getting beamed up. You're getting beamed down by a laser beam. What? And you see all these, you know, you see these other women flying up. Oh yeah, I know I'm going on. Got deaded up right there. You know, no, you ain't gonna be talking shit about men. Oh, men. When the Father and the Son are both men, you think they're gonna save you? Hell no, they're gonna leave you there and melt you over here talking shit about men. You think an elect man is gonna take you in? You know, you think an elect man's gonna take you? Can I like come with you or whatever? No, you can't. Get away from me, you vile bitch. Get away from me. I don't want nothing to do with you. You know, please. Then they're gonna take the wig off and please. No. I ain't playing those games. Trying to play those mind games. Get away from me. I know who you are. Get away from me. Back, vile beast. You know. And you women don't. You have the privilege now, but it's running out, man. And wait until the Jacob's trouble happens. Bam, feminism's gonna be gone. Please. And we'll remember, hey, ain't that one bitch from that video that was slapping it? You ain't gonna hit me, though. You ain't gonna hit me. Yeah, that is her. Get away from us. We don't want nothing to do with you. You bitch. And it's not fair. Well, hey, things ain't fair, all right? So keep on keeping on. We ain't with you, all right? We're with the Lord, all right? We'll help, you know. We'll help who the Lord puts the Spirit on us to help. But you women, man, no, if you, like I said, we don't hate women. We hate the way that they're acting, all right? You know, at the end of the day, if a woman like that was to repent, turn back, never do it again, we wouldn't have any hate against a woman like that, you know? Hell, matter of fact, probably use as an example. Like, look, this is a show you that women can change. All right, you got to realize, you know, the women act like they can't change, like it's embedded in them. And it is, but you got to realize that's like saying as a man, I can't stop smoking weed. It's my culture. I just can't. No, you can. All right, you know, the change is changing, putting off the old man and putting on the new an easy task. No, there's a lot to it, but it can be done. But to stand there and say, oh, I can't change. It's just who I am. No. So who you are is a horrible person, you know? That's like saying, you know, man, I'm smoking this blunt and just getting with people's wife. I can't change. It's just who I am. It's just who I am. Well, who you are is terrible then, okay? 1 Corinthians 11:8-9, it says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. And women hate the Bible. A lot of these women hate the Bible. They hate these scriptures because you hate the Lord. You don't want nothing to do with it. You were the first one who went off. Of course you don't like it. Of course you don't like it. Eve, who would have guessed? Who would have thought? All right, let's get and these women. Look at that, slapping them all up in the face. This is Proverbs 21:9. It is better to dwell on the corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. You better be better off in the attic in a fucking corner with a Game Boy playing Tetris. Get the little fucking lamp on, playing your Game Boy that you found in the attic from 1990, 1980. All right, you're playing it sitting there. All right, with a lamp on. That one downstairs, you locked yourself up there. You put a lock on the goddamn, I'm better up here. Honestly, I'd rather be over here. It's you know how bad that is. You know how bad that is. And that's just sad, man. It's just sad. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a sad situation, because it's and at the end of the day, that's like a lot of these black women, they'll say that, oh, the black man don't like us. It's not even because of who you are. You say, oh, they like white women. It's not even because of that. I mean, some of you got these jakes that are simple, right? But the vast majority, for example, I'd rather, I don't really like these heathen nation women. I mean, they're all right, but as far as being with one, not my thing. I wouldn't want. I prefer, preferably, very dark skinned women. But at the end of the day, I see why a lot of Jakes separated from it, because it's the attitude problem. It's the attitude problem, and they don't, and when Jake is with Jake, all right, when you have a Jake male with a Jake female, there's this incompatibility almost, where they just, the women are just aggressive. They talk down upon you, but when that woman is with a Edomite man, she doesn't do any of that stuff. Okay, she doesn't bitch him. She doesn't act like this or that. She might, it's inherently in her, right? Because of how she is, how fucked up she is. But it's not as bad as if she's with a Jake man. All right. And so why is that? That's not fair. That's not right. All right. So you say, oh, it's not fair that they go and get with white women. It's not fair that they go and get with Asian women, or they go get with heathens. It's not fair. Well, it's not fair, when you get with your own kind and they call you a bitch. They say, oh, your dad wasn't in your life. That's why you're such a bitch. That's why, oh, this and this. That's your mom, and that's why your mom, and you ain't this. You ain't shit. You ain't strong. Stop trying like you acting like you. And that's not fair. That's not fair either. So how are any of those situations fair? And it's because the attitude, man. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. So let's go back to this comment board. It says, this is from Priapus, whoever it is, or Priapus, or wherever it is. It says, feminists have successfully campaigned for it to be acceptable and even preferable to discriminate against young men in professional life, and will attempt to destroy anyone who voices opposition to this, that says, men are in control, or these women want too much control. They will destroy you for saying that. You'll lose your job, all sorts of issues, right? You'll have a gaggle of women coming at you, It says they see feminist teachers clearly expressing preference for young women, and all the extra pushes and help for young women in education. Is it any wonder young guys don't like it? This person said, call it misandry at this point, or at that point. It says the fact that only 10% of the population knows what that word means goes to show you that how serious a problem this is. All right, it says my uni supervisor didn't even know what it meant. Worrying. Let's get some more. It says, probably because the internet does a good job of convincing them that women already have equality and now want supremacy. They're taught that feminists hate men. They're taught the source of all men's problems is women. An attempt to rationalize that none of these things are true is denied. It's extremely worrying, but not all surprising. Any progress towards equality will always have lots of kickback. Wowzer, a few comments from angry men proving my point. This person says, are we going to pretend that there isn't a branch of feminism that essentially says women are better at everything? And this person says, those who associate with actual women know that it's not the mainstream opinion. That's bullshit. All right, that's bullshit. This person said, I don't know. I've been in the workplace long enough to see misandry covered up as feminism on a regular basis. These people are saying, oh no, we just want what equality? What equality? You already have it. It's gonna get a lot of kickback. What you can vote, you can drive, you can go and do where you can vote. Where's the inequality? Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? And what you say we have to cook and clean? That's a lot of these men don't even have those ideologies. You don't have to cook and clean. All right, you have songs out there and anthems. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me show you how I got this ring. You got anthems out there, man. So what are you talking about? You have to cook and you have to clean. What, the idea of that's what you should be doing? We don't like that. Why? Because it makes you feel bad? It should make you feel bad. All right? Oh, no, equality, we can't be sluts because we get slut shamed, and only little boys think about those type of things. Only little boys worry about body counts. Oh, whatever you say, you ran through ass bitch. It's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway. I know it is. You hoe. It says these comments should open your eyes if you disagree with this. Guys out here trying to explain the reason why, and straight away people shooting them down, pretending that their experience doesn't matter. It says exactly, and those idiots don't even see the irony in their own comments. This person said, par for the course. Sadly, I expect something will change one day, although how long and how amicably is anyone's guess. It's going to happen when the Lord comes back. These women ain't going to be in positions of power. Straight down to the bottom with you. It says, which is unfortunate given that the solution is the very thing feminists claim to be driving for the first place, actual equality. And I think that's basically all the articles we have. But yeah, it's not about equality. It's about superiority. It always has been. You give them an inch, they take a mile. This is Proverbs 14:1. All right, and they don't want to be wives. They don't want to do any of this, and you wonder why why birth rates are so low. You wonder why marriages are falling apart. It's because there's not that. Men don't want to be treated like how you've been treating them, man. It ain't with it. All right, well, women don't want to be treated. What women don't want to have to cook, clean. So the man's got to go and do his job, but the woman don't have to do nothing. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. Okay, Proverbs, and women are very important, but what you're trying to do is usurp authority. All right, women have their own importance. You got to realize, man, that their job is basically to guide the house. They have an important. Well, we're not important. You are important. You've been lied to. You've been lied and scammed and said that your job's not important and that you want to do the man. You want to go and work. You want to go and work as a woman. You want to go and work. You've been lied to, man. You've been scammed. You women should be mad as hell. You know, back in the day, you got to stay home. The man would give you the whole paycheck, what you do, you know, you pay the bills, and then you get to use a little bit of it, all right, and save the rest aside. You get your hair done, go out there with the girls, all right, go out and get your hair done, sit in those barbershops, all right, go and do all those things. All right, you had a man, you know, hello, honey, how are you doing? You know, and you know, you cook, you clean, take care of the kids. You got to see your kids grow. Hi, mom, you know, and you were the, you know, and the children love their mothers, man. They love their mothers. Okay, and you got to be, you know, you are, you know, in that household, you are, you were that power that you seek in that household, you know, and you're not, and I'm using that term lightly, you know, because these women want this power and this control. You got to realize, in the eyes of a child, you know, they love their mother and their parents, and you know, they consider their mom like super mom, you know, and in the eyes of that child, you're who you want to be looked at like, okay. But you don't care about child. Now these women are, fuck these kids. You know, and that's this there's a disconnect, and society's fucked, man. It's gotta be restarted, man. A new heaven and a new kingdom and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. This place is fucked. It's done, man. Proverbs 14:1, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Okay, you know, a wise woman's gonna be, you know, building, you know, helping her children, building up her husband. All right, and making sure they have a stable household and a sound house. All right, but these women these days, what do? They scream, oh, I ain't doing that, I ain't cooking, you do it, bitch. I ain't doing anything, don't tell me what to do, you ain't my goddamn daddy, and all this, and they pluck it down, and then they're 50, 60, 70 years old, 80 years old, 90 years old, and they're on YouTube crying, I'm so alone, I feel so alone. There's women out there crying, I feel so, well, you fucked it up, because what'd you do in your 19s and your 18s, your 18s, 19s, 20s, the 30s, you fucked it away, saying, I don't need no man, I don't need no man, I don't need no man. But then when you hit 50 or 60, guess what? No man needs you. All right, the table turned. You went from I don't need a man to a man don't need me. All right, and that's what it is, because all the men that were looking for women and looking for you know, how to build a house, all right, and to build a family with, they already found that years ago. Meanwhile, you're stale goods. You're sitting on the shelf, expired goods, out of date. Okay, because ain't nobody in, and that's the state, man. That's the state, because you want to do this, you want to do that, and hey, ain't nobody like being alone. All right, so that's what you get when you're an unruly, you know, female, because these men, a lot of men, and not all men, but there's a lot of men now that are cycling back to manhood, and they want to settle down. They want to get a woman, a wife. All right, not just a woman, not just a promiscuous, you know, sex doll. All right, they want to have an actual wife that dresses modestly, that acts, you know, politely, that acts as a woman does, not brutish and barbaric. All right, and manly. Ain't nobody want to get with a manly woman. You just be gay at that point. Ain't nobody want that. That's gross. Okay, they want a feminine woman. All right, and these men, that's what they're looking for. And when they find it, and that woman's in the same mindset, they get married. They have children. All right, they work on building their house, but a lot of these women don't want that, and these men, you know, this men that they're looking for, oh, I want a man to treat me well, and you're not gonna get that from Jamal on the block that sells fucking rock, all right, and carries a fucking a 9 milli, all right, stuffed down his pants. Yo, yeah, last week we scammed up on some people, we ran up on them, we let that blicky go. That's not a good man. You think he's gonna be a good father if he does end up getting you pregnant, which he more than likely will, all right, you know. So keep that in mind, man. All these, the dream guy is he's already been done and married, because he was looking for a woman to settle down with, that wanted to settle down, that wanted to cook and clean, that wanted to be a wife, and you didn't know what you want, and now those men, you know, now you're old, now you're getting old, and all these men, they've already settled down, they found their wives, got their houses, they got children, and what are you? You're alone and sad. That ain't no way to go about it. Proverbs 14:1, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Again, you women should be mad as hell that you've been scammed out. You've been scammed out. These other women, these brutish and barbaric women have told you that ain't the way to live. You should be mad as hell. I'd be mad as hell. I would be mad as hell if I was a woman, to find out that the actual way to success, you know, really it's through Yahweh Shem Shai, and you know, but you know, of having a happy life isn't being a hoe. If I was a woman and it was, I thought it was, being a hoe and all this stuff, and then I find out that you can have that, you just got to be, you know, subservient, and I'd be mad as shit. I'd be mad as hell. I'd be like, what the fuck, you know? And I'd probably go on YouTube and start talking about you women, hey, you've been scammed, you know, and then look at this, look at that, you know, you should be mad as hell, but who do you get mad at, you know? Here it is. You know, here it is. You got to do a punt. All right, and you got to have the kicker. You're over here mad at the quarterback. Oh yeah, I'm mad at the quarterback. Why? Oh, because he missed the field goal. But the quarterback ain't even do it. He's sitting on the sidelines, man. What the fuck are you talking about? It was the kicker that missed. You know, it's the quarterback. Why are you mad? You're mad at the wrong person. All right, you're mad at the wrong person. You women get mad at the men. You should be mad at yourself. You should be mad at the other women that led you and deceived you into thinking like this. That's what you should be mad at, not us. We didn't tell you to leave and go aside and figure it out in a couple years. No, we never told you that. All right, the other women said, oh, leave those men. You don't need a man. All right, you don't need no man. All right. 1 Timothy 5:14 through 15. Verse 14 says, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully, for some are already turned aside after Satan. Some of these women are already through, and a lot of them are, man. A lot of them are. And I don't think we have enough time to read the whole verse, but you know, we'll just read we'll read Isaiah 3:12. All right, and then you can go and read it on your own. We are a little bit on a time constraint, unfortunately. Isaiah 3:12 says, As for my people, children are their oppressor, and women. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. And primarily, who leads the black man is the black female, because a lot of the time it's a single parent household situation, unfortunately. And that's the wrong scripture that I got. I put down the wrong one. We'll get it over here though, no fret. Isaiah 3:16. What did I put? Isaiah 3:12. Oh, I just had to read on. We're gonna skip to 16. It says, Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion, this is, you know, the so-called Negro woman, all right, the black woman, so-called Eve, right? Because the daughters of Zion are haughty. What does haughty mean? You know, mean, proud.
Haughty.
Arrogantly superior and disdainful, proud, vain, arrogant, conceited, snottish, pompous. And doesn't that sound like the so-called black woman? It says, and walk with stretched forth necks. They got their necks all out. Wanton eyes. What does wanton mean? All right. Slutty. All right. Hoey. All right. Sexually unrestrained woman. All right. Sexual unrestrained or having many casual sexual relationship, typically used of a woman. Promiscuous, licentious, right? And you see them, you know, those hoe eyes, the stretched forth neck. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, all hoey and shit, you know, walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab of the crown of their head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. All right, and you can read on, you know, but there's certain curses that came upon women. Their hair is messed up. All right, the secret parts, you know what that is. You know, their goods. All right, their bits. All right, there's issue. You know, it talks about if you go down. Instead of a gird or rent, we're gonna skip down to right here in verse 24. It says, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink. You know what that's talking about. It says instead of a girdle or rent, all right, instead of a good sized stomach, you know, now fat. It says instead of well set hair, baldness, you know, the hair falling out. It says instead of a stomach or a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. So is that, you know, and you still haven't learned your lesson, man. Just as Jake men haven't learned their lesson with the things they're going through. Ain't nobody learning their lesson. All right, and that's why there's 2/3. That's why there's 2 turds, man. Because some people, you know, it ain't a damn shame you went through captivity. You didn't learn nothing. You're still in the same fucked up mind, and the Lord's just gonna have to destroy you. Like, all right, well, that one's not fixed. They're just gonna have to burn him and start over again. You know, you know how shitty that is. Here it is. You were in captivity, so you could, you know, be in a punishment and learn, and what did you didn't learn anything? That's fucked up, man. You know how fucked up that is? You didn't learn anything? Wow. Ecclesiasticus 26:25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. All right, we love a Lord-fearing, godly woman, but these wildebeests of the world, we ain't with it. We ain't with the worldly wildebeests. Again, the women always try to say we hate women. We love women. All right, we love a well-behaved woman, but are we gonna like a woman that's beating on us and hitting us and spitting us and calling us ain't shit? No, we're not. Ain't nobody gonna like that. Ain't nobody gonna like that. But you pass it. You want to do those things. So when we say these things, you hate women. We love women. You know, we ain't got no problem with a well-behaved woman, but no, ain't nobody gonna like someone that's kicking at them, spitting them, saying you ain't shit, your daddy was a bitch and you are too. All right, fuck you and your mama. Ain't nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Of course we're not gonna like it. Nobody wants to go through that. But hey, man, your attitude's gonna change when the end comes. This is Isaiah 44:1. All right, this is talking about Jacob's trouble, right? It says, and in that day, 7 women, that's a complete number of women. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. What is reproach? What does that mean? Reproach is what? Rebuke, scolding. All right, the troubles that they're going through. All right, please help us. And if you're a nice, you know, a godly woman, all right, or a woman that's, you know, submissive, that man might say, yeah. But if you're one of those Shaquishas or Marias, all right, rejected, all right. It's like that. You're gonna be you're gonna be like that Willy Wonka movie, you know, like what was her name? That little white bitch. What was her name? She's a little proud, little rich girl. You're gonna be like her, you know, with the Johnny Depp remix where she fell into that. The nut reject. She's a bad nut. All right, you got thrown into there. That's where you're gonna be thrown in the reject pile. No, she's a bad nut. Look, look, she's mean. She's bad. Hey, it's gonna be bad for you, man. Hey, and like I said, you know, we don't hate women. We just hate, you know, the women that act like that. All right, ain't nobody other, you know, and you say it's a men problem, but other women don't even like women. So that shows you where the root of the problem is. So female privilege is running out, Eve. You better repent. All right, it's coming up there. You better repent, man. You better repent. Over here talking about, oh, I hate men. I hate men. Well, the Lord's a man, so keep that in mind. Female privilege is running out, Eve. You better repent. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, unless that was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.